Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back reacting to the season 1 finale of The Wheel of Time. This is episode 8. It's called The Eye of the World. First off, I just want to thank you guys for all the tremendous support that you guys have shown on all my Wheel of Time videos. It's been super awesome to see. And sometimes it's just a tiny bit overwhelming. Lots of comments on all these videos. I try and go through them all to interact with you guys, so it can be tough to catch up a little bit sometimes, but yeah, you guys have been here just kind of showing out for each of these videos, and it means a lot to me. So before we got started, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Makes me feel good. That being said, please watch some of my other videos. You guys like fantasy stuff. Watch some of the Witcher reactions, man. Come on. But also, before we jump into this, please consider leaving a like on the video. That means a lot to me. It helps my videos get seen more. If you're new here, consider subscribing and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. Stick around a while. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. I post all my full uncuts over there. On Patreon, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But what happened last time on the Wheel of Time? So, last time we started out with this super dope cold open of Rand's mom fighting off 20 people on a mountain in order to birth him. It was super cool. She's a total badass, and I want to be her when I grow up. That is also where she met Tam, Rand's adoptive father, I guess. And then over the course of the episode, we kind of just learn various things. One, they go through the ways, and we kind of learn all their inner doubts and thoughts that they have about that. There's still some mystery around who the Dragon Reborn is, but then by the end of the episode, we truly find out that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. They kind of been keeping him on the back burner a little bit throughout the season because, as I understand it, most book people early on in that book know that Rand is the Dragon Reborn because it's kind of from his perspective. From the show, obviously, you can't have it from his perspective, so that makes sense why they would want to keep that mystery going for most of the first season. I thought the reveal was really well done. I'm glad that my prediction was right. And I'm excited to see where he and Moraine head to next as they enter this, the Blight, I think it was called. It's this forest of thorns. Kind of reminds me of Sleeping Beauty with Maleficent and the dragon, Other big things that happened, we learned that Lan is royalty, kind of. He's royalty to kind of like a dead, forgotten city in a sense, because the Blight took it. And then he and Nynaeve knocked boots. They bumped uglies. And that was fun. But yeah, now heading into this next episode, Rand and Moraine are kind of set off on their own ahead of people. And I assume the others are going to follow them because that's how storylines work. When you're friends with people and they go off ahead of you, they follow you. Unless it's Lord of the Rings and they're like, oh, we trust you. Just do it. So yeah, I'm super excited. And I think that's all I got. So let's jump into it. 3,000 years ago. What, brother?
Asen jugend de voye ala yasedai.
Assa donga jugen kwebia.
Ja, ja, follinda des.
Okay, so the Aes Sedai were once men and women.
Shedrane neidu sind tar shedra. Kaurnu shayalu. Desta
Cage, the
shadan
dark
gemariso
one.
belaini.
Assa yeta sagli. Sobwanet kakaunu yalu. Sob torkat saidin. Garnet sakpan.
Is this guy the former Dragon Reborn? I wonder if they're speaking just a different language, and the normal English is known to them, or is just is this just kind of an example how languages change over the course of thousands of years? You're not invincible, brother.
Lose Theron Telemon.
Lose Theron Telemon? She's the Tamerlane seat? Is that what they called it? Not the Amerlin seat? So over the course of 3,000 years, they dropped the T? I wonder if that's the same actor they used for the Ishmael or whatever that guy's name was. They kind of have the same facial structure. Also, that city looked like kind of futuristic, which I guess is in line with the idea of like their society progresses until the point where this conflict happens and then it resets. It's very interesting. I wonder, yeah, if they were speaking like an actual language, or if this was just like the show's way of saying like over the course of 3,000 years, the language that they used to speak is different from the one they speak now, just via like how language develops. That'd be very interesting. And at some point they dropped I believe it said in the subtitles said the Tamerlane seat. So maybe they dropped the T when they split men and women from the Aes Sedai. T for testosterone. So they got rid of it. That would actually be really funny. Okay, so this is a recipe for getting lost in the woods. You gotta keep up, Rand. Oh, that's a dead guy? It's kind of like,
what happened to him?
Boys from the borderlands.
Kind of like when they're wandering through the marshes in Lord of the Rings. Also a little bit like 1917 with all the bodies.
I love him, Perrin.
Do you though? I mean, you were like pretty alright with leaving him behind to start a new life previously without talking to him first. Why can't you rest out there?
The Seven Towers.
I guess that's not out there yet.
Okay.
So that's where Land's from.
It looks like it's been that way 1,000 years.
40 at most.
3 years ago, it was miles.
Okay, so this thing's moving pretty quick. And that city is probably
Was it hard?
gonna be consumed within the next 10 years if they keep it up that way. Interesting.
She has a teller.
What is it?
I can show you how.
She smells like burritos?
You are a remarkable woman, Wisdom.
A wisdom never wets.
Except now.
I go to tower alone.
Okay, but
I will hate the man you choose. Because he is not me. And I will love him if he makes you smile.
wow, that is so
That's beautiful.
mature of him.
You are a lioness, Wisdom.
Lioness is a good word. Can the Aes Sedai kind of form a little like weird triumvirate thing? You know, like how people have like polyamorous relationships. Could like her and Moraine and Lan and whoever Nynaeve chooses the warder, could they all just kind of like, could they kind of just like bump uglies together? Oh my god. Okay, this is a dream. This is super dream. Aw, hello, brother. Yeah, she fine.
I wouldn't have expected it would be you.
Oh, he's wearing the same outfit. Is that okay? So that must be the same dude from before. He's wearing the same out. Oh, never mind. It's a different dude. I'm dumb. Why are you being rude?
What's your plan, Luce Theron? You have one, right?
No, this is a dream.
Who's
Does it matter?
Whether you're asleep or awake,
It's pathetic, you know. coming for me with a single Aes Sedai at your side. The last time you came with 99 companions, far stronger than her, and still you failed.
Have you even touched the power?
A Heron marked blade? Where did you get that?
From my father.
Your father has been dead a long time, boy. Who would have thought the Dragon Reborn would be a fool?
Alright, he called you stupid.
This is a dream.
Stubborn as ever, Luz.
Lose. Why did he keep calling him that?
Come, put down the sword.
Was that the name of the last guy?
Those women never would. This is a dream.
Well, I guess that worked. It's like Inception.
What did he say to you?
I don't believe a word he said.
I mean, maybe probably a little. You seemed a little too defensive when you said that.
This is about you.
This is a sangreal. Thousands of male channelers put the entirety of their strength into this one.
Ron Swanson whittled that.
And when you channel into it, it'll increase your power 100-fold.
Dang, son.
You put him back where he belongs, where his touch can't reach the earth for another 3,000 years.
Just that.
Yeah, why don't you try a little harder than that? You just kill him.
You thought it would be Gwen.
Oh yeah, she hears the wind.
Something wrong.
So
If that was a whisper,
Egwene
this is a scream.
seems more capable of like easily tapping into the one power, I think. And Nynaeve, while she has more raw power, struggles to access it without using her emotions. Like it has to be an emotional moment.
And I was having trouble channeling.
Trouble. Like Nynaeve.
She came to my room at night,
She ate her
Alone.
out.
and she beat me with the
Oh,
one
never
power.
mind. Opposite. Very opposite.
Of air and fire.
Super abusive.
I promise you, when your life's on the line, the power will be there.
And when it comes to you,
Fancy a drink first?
It's not even noon yet.
You're the one in the bar.
Yeah, dummy. She just works here.
People's secrets are their business, no one else's.
What other question is she gonna ask you? Oi. Okay, so they're all gonna die. Ooh. Fancy pet.
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah, no shit, man. What else do you think it is, dude? She's like, no, we got another mile to walk. Do you have to go swimming?
What was this place?
We have no idea. Every record of its existence was purged from the White Tower's libraries by Dark Friends.
Kind of looks like the White Tower, but like
You
down.
said you remember this place.
And it's got the yin yang symbol. It's like yeah.
fit together this way.
It's like the tower and that are like
A puzzle.
opposite, right? Because at least the architecture in there is very similar to the White Tower, but where the White Tower goes up, this goes down.
I fought someone here.
Yeah, that one.
This symbol.
Yin and yang.
The eye.
Oh, welcome to a dream world again. Hey, Egwene. That's a little child.
Finished already.
Is that your baby?
Finished?
Like Together Styles.
and it's a beautiful day.
This is a vision of what he wants to happen, not necessarily what is true.
Rand.
Rand,
Slap
what
it
do you think would happen?
really hard. Oh snap.
Just at the end of your fingertips.
Did he just...
But you can't quite touch it.
Did he still her? That would suck. Why do you have like 30 people to defend this whole city?
There'll be no shadows to hide a fate tonight. Spread word through the city.
The bartender's getting the hell out of there. She's like, F this place, dude.
Lights protect Valdara! The city that has never fallen!
Yeah, well, it's super gonna fall now. Bye-bye. I like your haircut.
Fire on my command!
They each have one arrow. You guys don't have more?
May the last embrace of the mother welcome you home.
I mean, this is dope, but I feel like this city did not plan this out. You're just gonna climb on top of it. This is like DayZ, where they're just gonna climb on top of each other to get over this wall. Trollocs never heard of ladders? Hey, what's up, girl?
More rains too. Shouldn't be surprised.
We're here to clap cheeks.
No one's but our own.
Okay, well, chill out, 90. Unnecessary.
The way of the leaf. What are we supposed to do? Just watch our friends die?
Of course not. There are
Bruh.
always options.
Screw the way of the leaf. Yeah, what do I do? And the answer is abandon the way of the leaf and turn to violence. That's the correct option, Baron. He knows this is wrong. It's like that weird plant that
Since we got back from
showed Superman a vision of everything he's ever wanted.
you wanted to go.
Maybe he carved it after. Oh, it's pause. Not real. Ha! That's a cruel trick to play. As soon as he's like accepting that it's real, it's like psych.
You can remake the world in your image. Make it whatever you want it to be.
This, if you want.
You didn't think I'd come here without knowing what I was walking into, did you?
We both know you can't escape.
And if he doesn't choose tonight, I'll choose for him.
I mean, good, but won't the Dark One's power still also just like keep going?
Doors is above us.
Yo, you should use your channeling powers and knock down some of those rocks in the mountain. Oh, my man's. You didn't see him throwing that? Didn't even try and dodge?
Everything.
You know this man will take it away at any moment. You can't be on his side.
How do I make it, bro?
Bruh.
Simple. More simple than you could imagine.
It's actually a complex calculus equation. You have to know a lot of trigonometry. Oh Oh my god, their heads fell off. You guys just let them in. Those guards suck. It's like Eternals. Oh, this is... Is this the vision that the bartender saw? Where she was kind of like doubling over? And I couldn't get down with the sickness. Get down with the sickness. Way to keep this hella dark so you don't have to spend as much money on CGI. Always have final CGI battles at nighttime. Save that cash. Ain't dropping that paper. Spent all their money building these sets.
Don't fight it.
Well, he's channeling.
Brother?
You don't even know what he's channeling to do.
Brother, wake up.
To break my chains, or to strengthen them.
You gotta trust him. Trust a bro, like in Hawkeye. What you gonna do? Ah, it is. It's like the vision. But Nynaeve's gonna screw up because she's not like emotionally invested. The horn of heaven shall rise in the deep. Lightning. Dang. If only they had a few more of those people. Oh my god. That just burned her eyes out. You guys should have brought some more of these chicks. Ooh, he has that weird thing in his hand.
What about what she wants?
Yes, Rand.
As much as I love her, as much as I want this.
She wants something
She
else.
doesn't. That woman.
Cool transitions here. What's gonna happen? He didn't seem that upset.
I did it.
I think he tried to kill him, not chain him. And that symbol at his feet got broken. Oh, Loyal better not be dead. Hey. Hey, yo. I like him. Patton, you butt hole. Oh my god. Oh, she's getting addicted. The power that she couldn't have before, she's now taking it. Nynaeve, girl, what you doing? You. Also, though, the thing that's happening to their face looks like what happened to the one Ishmael dude. Sucks to suck. She got a little too lost in the sauce. Nynaeve's fine. She'll be good.
Balance means that you will turn to the shadow, some of you.
Matt. Brother.
All of you.
What are you doing?
Tell them I died here. Tell them I didn't make it back.
I cannot lie.
You'll work out a way.
Yeah,
I knew that much.
you can find a way to finagle some mistruths.
You thought he was defeated. Ah, there you go.
Tiniest push and you shoot.
Run may be the dragon, but all 5 of you have a part to play.
They're all important still.
I must want. Let me back in.
I can't.
She's been stilled.
I can't touch the source.
Dang. I wonder if that's like permanent styles. I feel like she's too cool and too good at that kind of thing to not be able to do that anymore. Hooray! You want to try healing those other people too? Or are they just like dead?
That this wasn't the last battle. I fear it was the first.
Hear ye. Are you important? Boats! Oh, this is, that one Aes Sedai was like, hey, yo, boats are going missing in the west. Is that what this is? You guys are weird. Are you... Okay. Yeah, just murder this little girl. That child is getting murked. Bruh. They see one little girl and they're like, F this one kid in particular. Oh God. These I don't know who those people are. But it seems like bad juju. Okay, yeah. This was a eventful, action-packed finale that also set up a lot. I feel like it did more to set up the rest of the series than to like act as a finale, if that makes sense, because obviously this isn't the end of the conflict. It's basically the start, like end of book 1 out of 14. Obviously he didn't kill or imprison the Dark One, right? Like the dude, like when he was smoking him with the superpower, the guy didn't even seem like upset. He was just like, okay, I guess this is happening. Right? I don't know. Okay, cool. So we start off with Luz Theron Telamon, who I assume is the previous dragon reborn or whatever. And he's talking with his friend / lover / something named Latra Pose Decument, whatever. According to the trivia, they're speaking Old Tongue. So that was one of the questions I had during the episode, is like, are they talking, like speaking just like a language that is no longer active, kind of like Latin, where it's just like the way that language works and shifts and evolves in various geographies and cultures, like, is it just like lost to them, or like is this a real language? But no, it was speaking Old Tongue, and he called her the Tamerlane seat. So they straight up dropped the T. Drop the T for testosterone. Get the men out of here. So his plan, I guess, was to go imprison the Dark One or fight the Dark One. And judging based on the context of their conversation and what I assume, I could be wrong. So like the Aes Sedai were one group, right? Men and women, I assume, and maybe based on this guy's actions, he's like, is this guy the reason that men go mad when they try and use the power? Because like, if he was the last one, that like, and they were chill with each other, obviously something went down. And I thought he looked like the guy that, like, he had a similar facial structure to the glowy-eyed guy that we've seen before, but I guess it's not the same guy because he was very different. We get some shots of Moraine and Rand kind of trekking through this little forest thing, and she's like, "Yo, don't touch anything." Like, you touch stuff and you're gonna go insane. So many people have tried to come through here before and look at all their dead bodies. Like, very reminiscent of a few things. One kind of reminded me of in The Lord of the Rings. I think it's Return of the King. Maybe it's not Return of the King. It might be Two Towers. I think it's actually Two Towers, where they're wandering through the marshes and you just see like the dead bodies kind of like looking up at them through stuff. And then it also reminded me of 1917, the movie, the war movie, where they're kind of trekking through this like battlefield and you can just see the remains of the people that are still there, like that they couldn't recover. So I think it's a very effective way of showing that it's kind of struggle city trying to get through this spot. And the only reason they're doing it is because she's super good and he is the chosen one. I really enjoyed the scene between Lan and Nynaeve, where she's like, "Hey, I can tell you how to track Moraine," and we don't learn what that tell was, like how she figured out how to track her. That would be interesting to find out, but it was just like a really cool scene where he's like, you are brilliant, like you are a lioness, like you're so freaking amazing and I'm in love with you. And she's like, "Oh, wisdom never weds, but I could be something else." And I feel like in the moment that she like was saying that as like almost reassurance to him, like, "Hey, like I was a wisdom, but I could be something else." But it's like, also, you're not gonna choose him as your warder, right? Like, and because he straight up responds, he's like, "I will hate whoever you choose," but also like simultaneously love them if they make you happy. And that, I feel like that's a deep cut for dudes in the friend zone. You know, when you're like in love with someone and then you casually just watch them get married to someone else. And you're like, "Dude, I hate that guy so much," because you wish it was you, but at the same time you're like grateful to that guy because they're making the person that you love happy. That's Lan. He's like, "I will simultaneously be furious at this man for all of existence, but you know, praise him in secret because he's making you smile." And it's just like a really nice moment. I liked it a lot. Okay, and then we cut back to Rand and Moraine in the forest, and Rand has this like vision nightmare dream. Moraine gets like a spike through the mouth, and what he thinks is the Dark One comes to talk to him. I don't know if that guy is the Dark One or not. The X-ray thing says his name is Ishmael the Man, which, you know, maybe that is his name. I don't know. I thought Ishmael was a different person, but I could be wrong, I guess. He's talking to him and calling him his previous name, and he's like, "Dude, like, come on, man. Doesn't matter if you're awake. Like, we're talking. Like, you're gonna it's not gonna go well. He's kind of just throwing shade at him, being like, "You're not gonna win, dude. Last time you came with like 1 trillion people. Now you're just coming with this chick. Like, last time you came at me with 100 people who were all stronger than her, and you still lost." I think that's true, right? Like the people, the channelers in the past were like stronger, I guess. But I feel like the reason they lost wasn't because of those people, right? Like it wouldn't matter how many people they brought, because everyone that comes besides the dragon dies in theory, right? And so the reason they lost is because the dragon chose the dark instead of the light. And instead of imprisoning the dark one, like, they broke the world and everything reset. And then he throws even more shade at him. He's like, dude, you still think your dad's your dad? Like, come on, man. Like, get a clue. You stupid idiot. And then Rand goes all Inception and just kills himself. He's like, nah, waking up from this crap, dude. and you know, because he hasn't been fully tempted, but like, this dude's straight up just throwing shade at him, being like, you guys suck, you're gonna lose. Like, I don't know. He seems like a mini boss though. Like, so I don't think he is the actual Dark One. But then Moiraine gives Rand this little statue that was whittled by Ron Swanson, and she's like, so many channelers put a frick ton of power into this little statue thing. So if you channel through this, it'll amplify your power 100,000-fold or whatever she said, and should give you enough strength to complete the task. We get a little bit of backstory on Moiraine about how she used to suck at channeling, and she's trying to reassure him of being like, when it comes down to it, like when your life is on the line, you'll find the strength to do what you need to do. And she tells a story about her previous mentor or teacher or whatever that would just like beat her with the power and like torture her until eventually she could seize that power and stop her. And it's like that's a hella abusive relationship, and that's not a positive thing. Like, I don't know if she should look back on that fondly. Okay, then we get a little scene in the bar with Min, and she sees the vision of all those soldiers dying and Nynaeve kind of burning out using magic, and so she thinks they're probably gonna lose, and that's why she bails. Later, she's like, I don't know if she's like from this town or if she's a foreigner, but she's like, yo, see ya. I'm leaving. Sucks to suck, you guys. Have fun. And then Rand and Moiraine reach this thing. Then Rand and Moiraine reach the like pit that the dragon is in, or the Dark One is in, sorry. And it straight up just looks like an inverted tower, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, you know how the tower goes up and it's all white and stuff? This one goes down and it's all like dark and black. I feel like that was a specific thing, and it's got the yin and yang symbol on the ground. I feel like those two things are like intricately connected, but I don't quite know how. And Rand is like seeing visions of his previous attempt at trying to like win this. And then he enters into this like trance, like this dream of what his like perfect life could be, which I assume probably also happened to the last guy, and they made sure to focus on how he wanted the world to be perfect for his kid. So something tells me like that was probably the same type of thing that they used against him, is like, hey, you can make this world whatever you want for your kid. They already showed in like that first scene that he is susceptible to kind of like thinking like, oh, I can do this, I can change it, and make this great for my kid. So that's probably why he chose the dark, because he wanted his kid to have a great life. This scene very much reminded me of there's a thing in DC Comics. It's what I don't remember what the plant is called, but there's like a Superman story where this plant like essentially puts Superman Clark in this like trance and kind of gives him the life that he always wanted, you know, having the family, having his like back on Krypton, everyone being alive, like having kids, all that jazz. And his like task, like a thing, the storyline is him like trying slowly figuring out that this is not real. And then when he comes out of it, at least in the animated episode, he beats the shiz out of the guy that put it on him, who's also happened to be like a super strong person, and has one of the best Superman moments of all time, where he's like talks about how he's holding himself back all the time. He's like, everybody's like cardboard, but you can take it. And it's wonderful. And so Rand is kind of seeing this vision of what his life could be like with a kid and Egwene, and he thinks it's real, right? Because he's like, Egwene remembers what they carved on that tree. I thought that was maybe him trying to pull a trick on her, because maybe he carved something before or whatever, but no. So he thinks it's her, but then the dude's like, psych, loser, this ain't real, but it could be. He's like, it could be if you join the dark side, you know, join the Emperor, and everything will be Gucci. And he's almost gonna do it. Like, he thinks about it, but then yeah, later on we learn why he doesn't. We have a cool, fun little battle, very futile defense of this pass, where the guys like, I would have been shooting arrows way before that. Like, they waited until these Trollocs were straight up like on the walls pretty much before they're shooting. I would have had like I would have had so many people behind these walls just like launching arrows, just constant, baby, like never stopping. And then you have all the people inside the wall shooting arrows as well. That would have been great. The one leader, King Man, dies like a punk. This Trolloc is at the window, like spear in hand, ready to chuck this thing at this man, and this guy just stands there and like watches him do it, and like takes out his sword, and he's like, and then it gets smoked, and it's like, dude, did you not see that coming? This man absolutely brained you because you didn't move. And I feel like just tactically, whoever was in charge at that moment, like the battle commander, is stupid. You could have had such a better chance. You could have had the channelers go and like take down a bunch of rocks from that mountain pass and just kind of collapse the pass, and the Trollocs can't get by anyway. You know, think with your heads, people. It's whatever though. It's whatever. You know, they had to set up that the 5 channeling women were gonna kind of like hold everything, and they went hard. Not gonna lie, they went real hard. Ishmael, the man, is he's trying to convince Randy. He's like, yo, this can all be yours. Like, if you just do what I say and release whatever, like, it'll be Gucci. Like, it's fine. I don't quite exactly know what he was trying to get him to do. He was essentially just being like, yo, if you give yourself to the darkness, you can remake the world. But like in the specific moment, like down in that like pit, like I don't know 100% what his plan was. And then we have the squad of bros that retrieve this horn, except Pat and Fane and a couple of Fades come in and just smoke those fools, and hopefully Loyal isn't dead. That would suck. But all those other soldiers are dead. The eye patch guy I think is dead. And Perrin just kind of lets them take this horn because he's too, I don't know if he's too afraid to tap into that violence, or if it was like a moral decision of like maybe he's strong in his morals or like convictions to not tap into it. I don't know. In the moment it kind of seemed like he was afraid of what he might do if he taps into that violence. But I really hope that Loyal isn't dead. He seems like a cool dude. So hopefully he wakes up. But yeah, Patton's like, dude, you really think I dragged my butt up to your piece of crap little river town because I made money selling lanterns? Like, what do you think this is, dude? Like, you think Jeff Bezos is coming to your little rinky-dink town in Michigan to sell candles? No, dude. Like, he's here because there's a specific thing he needs. Like, come on, man. But then yeah, we're cutting back and forth between this Trolloc battle and Rand and Ishmael. And in the Trolloc battle, like all these, it's kind of like the Eternals. They're all combining their power into one super attack, but they're kind of sending it all into the one main girl, right? And the two of them get burned out like super quick. Like they're like fire eyes, and it kind of looks like honestly, it kind of reminded me of the Ishmael dude or whatever, where he's got like his whole face is like that, which maybe that means like he did the same thing where he just became so like engrossed in the power but like didn't die. I don't know. And they unleashed this like hella lightning blast. I don't know if they killed all the Trollocs. It looks like they killed them all, but like I feel like I don't know if they had enough power to kill 10 to 20,000 at once. I mean, they definitely smoked all the ones in the immediate area, but I feel like there's still more. So who knows? Maybe they'll pick that up again in season 2. Egwene is straight up like she's burning out, and then Nynaeve saves her. So like takes her like burniness into herself and heals her. That sucks for her. And then so she's like dead, pretty much. But then Egwene later like heals her. I think we're supposed to think that Egwene healed her, but it almost looked like that channeling came from something else. Like it wasn't, like it almost didn't seem like it came from Egwene. It probably like 99% it did. So Egwene probably just like healed her again. But yeah, so they're alive, but that one chick who was like denied the Aes Sedai position because she wasn't strong enough, she's like so lost in the sauce with all this power flowing through her. She's like addicted to it, that she just doesn't let it go. And then she burns out completely and dies. And it's like, bro, you guys should have brought a few more channelers. Might have worked out better if you didn't all have to put it on this one chick. We get one quick little shot of Matt going back into the Dark City, the Shadar Lagoth or whatever, which is not good. So I don't think he went to find that dagger again, right? Because I don't know what, maybe Moraine took it and did something with it. Maybe he took the dagger back to that city. I don't know, but he is on a path towards darkness again, and it's no bueno. Rand is seemingly destroyed that Ishmael dude because he's like, yo, this is not the woman I love. Like, she I know, like, this vision is saying she wants to be here, but I know she doesn't want to be here in real life. So it's not real. I don't want that. I want her. But yeah, again, like I said, that dude didn't seem like too bummed about getting freaking lasered away right there. And they broke the ground beneath them, like the seal, which was like white stone underneath. And I don't know if that was like symbolic of like, I don't know, was that symbol on the bottom, was that like a part of the seal of like what was containing the Dark One? And like Rand's release of power, even though he thinks he like killed the Dark One, like, was it actually just kind of releasing him? Who knows? But then he's like, yo, Moraine, tell them I died. And then he just wanders off into the wilderness somewhere. Meanwhile, Moraine, she got straight stilled, bruh. They took her, they straight up took her ability to channel it. I don't know if that's a thing that happens in the books, but like, she seems pretty important for them to do that. That sucks. And she seems hella sad about it. Rightfully so. But then yeah, the last thing we see is the Western Shore. So this was referenced, I believe, by one of the Aes Sedai previously in like episode 6, I think, where one of the spy ladies was like, oh, there's like boats going missing in the west, or something's happening in the west, and I'm gonna go check it out. And then now we see on the Western Shore this one little girl just playing on the beach by herself, you know, unsupervised, probably not smart. That's how you get murdered. And this whole battalion of boats, they could have just landed and killed this chick, this little girl, any possible way, right? They could have shot her with an arrow. You know, maybe they don't want her running off and telling whatever town that they're coming. I feel like this huge tidal wave destroying the beach would be warning enough. But they're like, they got some people. And it looked weird because like a few of them were like, they had weird painting. So like some of them they got these weird blue and red outfits on with like paint all over their face, but then they have two people in front of them that are like chained up and have like pacifiers in their mouth, that they're like slaves, I think. Like they take channeling slaves, I don't know. But they just create this massive tidal wave, and they're like, F this one girl in particular. And they just annihilate this child. Like, there's no way, unless this little girl can channel, and she just kind of like creates this shield at the beginning of next season for herself. Like, she's gonna get absolutely brained by this wave. Oh man, oh gosh. But yeah, this that's the end of the season, so presumably that's gonna be a big focal point heading into next season, is what's the deal with all these weird people. But yeah, overall I thought this season was great. I've never read the Wheel of Time books. I did buy the first book on Audible, so I'll be listening to that sometime, but I'll probably listen to that before season 2 comes out, over, I don't know how long or when I'll do it, but I'll listen to that, and I'll maybe make a video about like my thoughts on the book compared to the show. But overall I loved the show. Like these fantasy genres are like right up my alley. I like the parallels and kind of connections that they've drawn to other fantasy properties like Lord of the Rings or things like that. And I understand that it differentiates itself going forward, kind of like in the future. But I appreciated the kind of similarities here and there. From a storytelling perspective, I thought it was really, really good. I like the idea. It's kind of a classic idea of like the chosen one can either join the good side or the bad side. Like Star Wars, Luke can join. Whether he is on the dark side or the light side. Anakin is the chosen one. Bring balance to the Force. Maybe that's Rand's job, is to bring balance to the Force. It's just I liked it a lot. I liked the mystery throughout the season of who is the who is the Aes Sedai, who is the Dragon Reborn, and trying to figure that out. I thought that was really fun. I thought all the characters were super cool. Right now, the only characters I wasn't necessarily the biggest fans of were, I think, if I had to, like, I want to say I'm generally a fan of all of the characters. I think all the characters were cool, and like, so when I say my least favorite characters, they're still like, even if they're the bottom ranked for my tier of character likability, they're still the baseline of that for at least these characters is still likable. Like they're still like, oh, I'm not like, I hate that character. That character sucks. Like they're still cool. I want to preface that. But I think the characters that I wasn't the most thrilled with or engaged with in over the course of the season were Egwene. Her character doesn't seem that interesting right now. She's kind of just like the classic, goody two shoes, like, straight A student that, just kind of wants to do what she can to impress the teacher, if that makes sense. I don't know. She just didn't seem super interesting at the moment. I mean, there were aspects of her that were interesting, but like overall, Nynaeve, she had some really cool moments, like that her being like the potential strongest channeler of all these women is super cool, and I think it was really cool to see her like unleash her power at different times, but her attitude just sucked. like her as a person was trash. Like I really enjoyed her interactions with Lan, but like anytime, and I appreciate that she was protective over the other people in the town, but like anytime she even remotely had to deal with like anything related to this quest or the Aes Sedai or anything, she was just such a bitch. Like it was like Nynaeve, just chill out. Like even in this final battle, her and Egwene come up and the lady's like, oh, you must be Moraines too. And she's like, we are no ones. And it's like, shut up. I'm like, it's totally unnecessary to respond to her that way. Like, come on. Like, so hopefully in the future she has an attitude change. Hopefully Egwene gets some more agency and some cool things to do and develops an actual personality. That would be dope. Perrin, he was cool and had some, like, there's some definite cool intrigue about him, regarding, his weird wolf powers and what's going on with that. His desire to like not be violent is just, I can appreciate it within the story that's being told, right? Like, but like from a character standpoint, whenever I see characters in properties that are like, I will not be violent, I'm like, dude, come on. Like in the moment, you kind of gotta be, right? Like especially when they can't bring themselves to take action when it needs to happen, and it F's over other people. Like, sure, if you want to be non-violent and live that lifestyle, go ahead. But as soon as it like endangers other people, it's time to stop being that type of dude. So hopefully Perrin becomes a little more okay with embracing that side of him in the future. And I hope we figure out what the deal is with his weird wolf powers. Rand, I liked Rand. He gave off a lot of main character energy. He definitely spent a lot of time on the back burner, which was probably intentional, right? Like they didn't want to give away or make it too obvious that he was the Dragon Reborn. Once he was revealed as the Dragon Reborn, like his motivation throughout a lot of the season made a lot of sense. And the struggle between, you know, how does he balance wanting to have these connections with these people, but also like embracing the fact that like he's the dude. I thought that was interesting. Moraine was great. She's the stereotypical character that like knows what needs to happen and knows how to do it, and is just dealing with all these stupid children. She's like the whole time is like, bruh, if you guys would just like stop being you for 5 minutes so we can get some stuff done. Like everyone's screwing everything up. I liked Moraine a lot. Rosamund Pike is a fantastic actress. She's great. Lan liked him a ton. He was friggin' great. Every time he was on screen, I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, let's go, Ellen. And then some of the side characters that, I mean, not necessarily like side characters, but like Susan, when she showed up, she was pretty cool. The other Aes Sedai, they were interesting, and I assume will play bigger parts as this series progresses. Yeah, overall, enjoyed pretty much every character. Some more or less so, but overall, they were all still enjoyable, so please don't take my small criticisms of some of the things they did. That's not a criticism of the show and how the characters were handled. It's just a criticism of the specific personality traits of those characters, if that makes sense. Yeah, and I thought the production design on the show was great. Watching some of the behind the scenes stuff of how much effort and time and money they put into building these sets and the costume design and all these things like that. Super cool. They put a ton of effort and time into the show. They probably spent most of their money on those sets, and probably some CGI on the first episode. That's probably where most of their money went. Which, anytime you see it, okay, the CGI didn't look bad, obviously. But you can tell when they don't want you to focus on the CGI of something, like in the final battle when they made it at nighttime. And you couldn't really see a whole lot. You couldn't, when all the Trollocs are like running down the hill and it's like pitch black, and it's like that was a conscious choice by them. if you recognize that, you're like, oh, okay, because it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to do CGI when the scene is dark. So, that was definitely a cost-saving measure on their part, but it didn't look bad. Like, none of the CGI ever looked bad, but some parts you were like, okay, they clearly saved a little money there. Yeah, but otherwise, production design, action was good, dialogue was good, all the actors did a great job. I'm very interested to see how they deal with Matt next season, because the actor obviously left before episode 7, he left at the end of episode 6, like before they had filmed their like going into the ways, and then now he gets just the one little scene, which was probably just like a recut, like superimposed of him previously doing something when he was all like and he's walking back into the city. Very interested to see how the new actor does next season. Yeah. Overall, really enjoyed the season. It was super fun. I liked it a lot. Loved just how passionate the fans of this series are. Props to you guys. A little bit tends to lead to a few bad apples here and there, obviously, of people being really upset that the adaptation of the series wasn't exactly how it went in the books. I kind of treat it like you know how the MCU Marvel adapts their storylines. Like if you actually read the comic storylines that a lot of these movies are based off of, a lot of things happen way differently. Like, and so it's just like loosely following those stories. This one, at least pretty generally, from what I understand, followed a lot of what happened, kept the spirit of it. So I kind of treat it that same way of, as long as the heart of the story is there and the general principles of what the characters in the story need to be, and the general outline of the story is followed, like the small little details here and there, it shouldn't matter. Honestly, as long as they don't like kill off a character, like they don't kill the main character in the second episode or whatever, it should be fine. So hopefully there's less angry people next season. I feel like the people that stick around for next season are going to be the ones that actually like the show. If you're hate watching this show through season 2, there's something wrong with you. Go touch grass. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, this was a great series. I liked it a lot. You guys showing up for these videos was super awesome and made me feel real good. Lots of new subscribers, so hopefully you guys stick around. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments below. What did you think of the season as a whole? If you haven't read the books, where do you think it's going next? If you have read the books, are you excited for the possible second, third, fourth, how many? I think they've confirmed at least 2 seasons, greenlit 3, so that, the third may or may not happen depending on how well the first and second do. I assume it'll not get canceled. For everything I've seen, it's generally done pretty well on Amazon. So I assume they'll have that carry forward through the 3 seasons that they have planned at the moment. I think total they plan 8 seasons, so hopefully it maintains enough popularity to carry that through to the end. So if you've read the books, are you pleased with what you've seen and where you think it's headed? I'd love to know that. Yeah, just let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. Helps my channel out a ton. Helps my videos get seen more in general. If you're new here, consider subscribing and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. Watch other reactions, other shows that I'm watching. The Witcher. Guys, The Witcher's so dope. Please watch that show. Yeah, it would just mean a lot to me in general. So, and then, if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That's where I post all my full uncuts. On Patreon, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support this season. Hopefully you stick around. And I will catch you guys in the next video.